Do you know why you're actually going to feel so hopeless right at the beginning of this week, my gorgeous Virgolini? You are going to feel hopeless because something is going to be thrown in your face. You know, when I say that something is going to be thrown in your face is like, so let's say, let me just start again. Like at the beginning of this week, you're going to be working on something so important to you and you're going to feel so excited. You're going to feel so good. And this is a lot to do with you working on a brand new page in your life. It is a brand new page, but only because you're starting right now. Something is going to be triggered within you so much from the beginning of this week, and you are going to feel such a great sense of urgency to do something very, very specific that means to you so much, but you have been keep on putting this as on a side, on a side, on a side. So now suddenly you're going to have this great sense of urgency to kind of do this, because you know something is going to trigger you. Something is going to trigger you. You know, you are going to come across someone who is in your life, and that particular person is really going to inspire you, maybe with something they're going to do, they're going to say, but it's a lot to do with their lifestyle. And then now you're going to feel this so much, and you're going to feel extremely passionate about what that person has done. And this is really going to like kind of trigger something within you, and this is why you're going to feel so determined. And it's going to feel absolutely brilliant. It's going to feel amazing to start with. Now, this is going to be brilliant. I don't want to be downer, but when you find yourself like feeling so determined, then now suddenly when I say that something is going to be thrown into your face, now suddenly you're going to have this information, you're going to have this message, you're going to have this realization that, you know, there is something that you need to finish. There is some kind of unfinished business that you need to do first. Okay, this is so important. It's to do with an unfinished business, and that in itself is going to make you feel a little bit hopeless to start with, because you were so excited to do what you wanted to do, but suddenly this sudden turn of events is just going to put you into a different corner. How you need to finish some kind of unfinished business, and this is ever so important. I know it sounds really vague, it sounds really stupid, or unfinished business, but karmically this is something that you need to do. Karmically, this is ever so important, because that in itself is just going to be affecting you in such a way where you are not going to be as successful as you should be, or as successful as you could be. So this is why this is so important. You know, this is not like just a pure coincidence. This is a really, really important for you to do. So this in itself is going to be a very, very powerful sign indeed. So you know, because if you don't focus first on this unfinished business, okay, like you just have to do things in the right order. So there is a special reason for you to actually being reminded of this, you know, through that information and message, and you're going to be left with no option but to work on it, whether you want it or not. But this is important for you to focus on. Not only this is preventing your full success of that determination that you had at the beginning of this week, but it's also like kind of causing an energetic imbalance, which is reflecting on your commitments, my gorgeous Virgolini. So this is why this is in itself so important. And also, my gorgeous Virgolini, there is going to be very important conversation about the actual making a certain journey. It's to do with some kind of traveling plans that you are gonna be talking about with someone at the beginning of this week. Now this is also going to come with just a little bit of a challenge, because at the same time, you know, these traveling plans are so important to you. Whether you've been thinking about these traveling plans before for absolute ages, or whether you just started to think about certain traveling plans from not that long ago, but it's not just about traveling. It's not like about holidays, you know. It's not about something like that. No, baby, no. There is so much more to this like there is no tomorrow. And this is to do with the really important plans. So the bottom line is that you're going to be thinking about making important traveling plans at the beginning of this week. But to make things even like kind of more interesting and more super difficult for you, but it's not going to be difficult at all, trust me. But it's like before you make this like kind of a traveling plans, while you're thinking about making certain plans, and it's to do with the travel for sure, then now you're going to realize that there is some kind of responsibility of yours that it's going to come up, something that you're going to need to be doing for a while. But this is about taking care of yourself. This is about working on yourself, working on your body, working on your spirit. Maybe this is to do with some kind of health changes that you're trying to make, but it's a lot to do with like you working on yourself, working on your body, and you're going to become aware of some kind of a process that you're going to like kind of become aware of that you need to go through. I really hope this makes sense. And the process that you're going to become aware of, it's really going to require from you to commit to it. But this is so important to you, and it's to do with your life, it's to do with your body, and it's to do with your health. It's to do with like you working on your body. Okay, so this is why this is really important. And almost as if this like kind of you understanding that you're going to need to work on your body or things like that, you will know that this is really important to you. But at the same time, making a traveling journey, it's also really important to you. And you're gonna get to the point where you're gonna think, oh my god, I'm just gonna like live this travel journey on the side for a while. No, baby, no. You must not do this, because I think that at some point in your past you have already kind of like maybe cancelled this travel journey, or you didn't go where you should have gone, or you didn't go when you wanted to go in the first place. So the bottom line is that this was already like kind of like part of the plan from before, but it just didn't happen, okay, because you put it on the side. And this is ever so important for you to understand. This, I'm afraid, it's a part of the challenge. So you are going to get to the point where you're going to be thinking that you need to make this specific travel or specific journey, but at the same time you are going to become aware of this like kind of that you need to work on your body. Whether this is to do with your health or whatever this is, this in itself, it's going to throw you out of balance just a little bit, because you're almost going to feel like you don't want to make this travel journey. No, baby, no, do not make that mistake. It's so important for you to work with both things at the same time. Work around it, okay? It's important for you to work on your body, whatever you wanted to do. Maybe it's to do with your health. Maybe it's to do with some kind of health procedure. You see what I mean? It's important. So it's important for you to work on your body, of course, but it's also ever important for you also to go to that specific journey. So you must not cancel that journey, but what you need to do, you just need to incorporate these two things together. You just need to work around and juggle things a little bit for a while. And it's like, oh my God, the more you work on this, the more you juggle these two things together, the more you're going to get out of it. When I say that you need to juggle things together and you need to work with it, you just need to kind of find the space for both things, okay? So you have a date, you know what you want to do, you know where you want to go and do things and things like that. So you have a date, so you just need to kind of incorporate both things together. You need to make a space for both, okay? So you are going to feel first like, oh my God, but then you're actually going to really love this. You're really going to enjoy this, because both of these things are so important when it comes to your life path, when it comes to your spiritual journey, when it comes to your karma, and when it comes to your soul purpose. Both things are as important for you to do. So do not put one or other things aside. This is something that you need to throw yourself in almost immediately. You are gonna feel so glad and so excited already by the end of September 2023. Yes, I said September. By the end of September 2023, you are gonna to feel so pleased with yourself, so glad with yourself, and you are going to be having conversation about everything that you went through, and you are going to be talking about this that you've been going through right now, and you're also going to be talking about this to someone really important, how you almost put something aside that has literally changed your life right now. My God, this is all going to lead towards you gaining momentum. So you do not let these things to overshadow, the responsibility and other things in life. We always go through. Nothing is ever perfect. Nothing is ever what it seems. You know what I mean? You make your life to be the way you want your life to be. This is so, so, so important. Don't allow other people to tell you what to do, because I know that there is someone with a very strong and powerful energy who is going to be around you, who's going to try to sway you off the way. But that particular person is a nice person, gorgeous person, but it's not as spiritual as you are. So even if you make a mistake on your own accord, at least you have done this, my gorgeous Virgolini, not somebody else. That means that you needed to learn and work more on a specific path in your life. So it doesn't really matter. But please, for the love of God, when somebody kind of try to sway you off from what you're going to do, what you're trying to talk, what you're going to say to this person, then don't allow them to put you off from your own path. This is so, so, so important indeed. And also, my gorgeous Virgolini, when it comes to the beginning of this week, you know that there is like a really, really important choice that you're going to become aware of. And this important choice is going to mean to you so, so, so much, because it's a lot to do with it's a lot to do as soon as you become aware of this choice that I'm talking about. Now, you really are this is going to almost immediately going to help you with your own concentration, because it's bringing so much clarity into your life. And that choice that you're going to become aware of at the beginning of this week, you are going to talk to somebody so close to you, so important to you. But before that happens, that person is going to need your help. There is someone who is going to need your help so much at the beginning of this week. But this particular person is like a really fantastic, great friend of yours. And that person is losing themselves, That person has been losing themselves for absolute ages now. Oh my God, it's like I don't know, I just feel this very strongly, and you know this, and you're going to be reminded of that person, because this particular person is going to stumble upon such a huge problem, somebody very dear to you, somebody very close to you, like your friend, and this particular person is going to stumble upon some kind of a problem, and they really are going to need your help so much, because you're so wise, you're so deep, and you have a very strong connection with this person, and you are going to be talking to this person, and there is going to be an intense conversation about what is happening in this person's life. But at around the end of the conversation, you are going to realize you're going to talk about something else then, and then you're going to realize a very, very interesting choice through that particular person, as the choice that you have that you didn't even know that you had, but it's to do with some kind of worry that you had, worry about loss, and that as soon as you become aware of this choice through that person, this is in itself going to really kind of be your turning point, because your concentration is going to become very sharp here, and this is also going to strengthen your character from within immediately, because you are going to realize some kind of a potential, this choice that you're going to become aware of, that you've been worrying about so much, and it's to do with you being worrying about a certain loss. Now you're going to become aware of this choice, which is going to make you aware of so much potential. You're going to realize so much potential, and this is when things are going to start becoming very interesting for you. You are going to have a reason to celebrate. You will want to celebrate, because that in itself is going to be, on one hand, a very powerful conclusion you're going to be able to come up with. You will know exactly what you will do, but on another hand, it's just this moment of being set free from something that was holding you down for way too long, affecting your happiness, affecting your energy, affecting your vibration. This is not only going to be like the time when you're going to feel so inspired, but at the same time you are going to feel creative, artistic, you know. Don't be surprised now suddenly when there are going to be a couple of things on your mind that you haven't done in absolute ages, something that you used to love doing, something that you used to love expressing yourself with. And this is also a great sign that you've been through something very, very difficult. Not only that, but it means that you have learned a great mind-blowing lesson in life that you need to share with those people who are really so close to you. You need to share this information with those people in your life who are so close to you, my gorgeous Virgolini, indeed, because, you know, for karmically, you are going to be rewarded for this. And also, when it comes to the beginning of this week, my gorgeous Virgolini, you are going to have a really beautiful experience, also very random, very beautiful, very gorgeous experience. And that beautiful experience that you are going to have, it's almost going to seem an adventure, because as soon as you have this experience, like something is going to happen to you, and it's going to remind you what you are missing out in life as well, in general, when it comes to having fun, when it comes to doing things, when it comes to being out there, when it comes to living your life to the fullest, you know. And no one else can live your life for you like yourself. Only you can live your life. Do you see what I mean? So it is going to be like such a shaky momenty. But you're also going to realize exactly why did you have difficulties within the last couple of months, especially when you wanted to start a certain project or certain things. You would very quickly lose your interest, or you will just lose your concentration, you see. And this is going to be very kind of obvious to you. Why? Because you're going to become aware of what you were in self-denial about. And this is a lot about, you know, like every single aspect of your life. You're not going to be happy with your life. You can have as much money as you can. You can be a multi-millionaire. You can be a multi-billionaire, but that doesn't mean that you're going to be happy. To be happy in life, it's, you know, it's your state of mind. It's your spirit. It's your spirituality. It's you doing things in the right way. And by doing things in the right way, I mean by tapping into those things that are calling us, that are attracting us, and without necessarily asking for an opinion or advice and things like that, you know. In this life, we need to kind of like feel things on our own skin rather than feeling things through somebody else's eyes. And I'm only saying this because I know that there was not somebody that was overshadowing you lately, but somebody with a very strong energy and very negative energy has been like kind of bringing you down, you know. So you need to work out who this is. By the time you get to the meat part of this week, my gorgeous Virgolini, by the time you get to the meat part of this week, you know, what you need to understand that you really need to get rid of something. You know, it's a lot to do with like you know, like you need to get rid of something. You need to bring something to an end. And this in itself, it's like, I don't want to use the word sacrifice again. It's like so many sacrifices. But what I said before, you need to understand it's a good sacrifice and a bad sacrifice. This is a good one because you will know, you will fully understand. You will fully understand and how this is actually going to happen, because at the beginning of at the midweek, before even this, you are really gonna understand clearly that you need to put more energy. You need to put more of your precious energy towards the specific goal. More, like more and more, as much as you possibly can. Something that you've been working on, something that you are working at. Now it's your time to shine. Now it's your time to show what you can do. Now it's your time to like achieve as much as you can through your own power, my gorgeous Virgolini. So this in itself, it's a lot about you understanding at around the midweek that you need to put more energy towards something very specific, something that you're working on and something that means to you so much. The more you put more energy you put towards it. Sorry. the more energy you put towards it, the more kind of powerful the outcome it's actually going to be. And it's all going to lead towards an important adjustment. So this is how this is going to start. But you're not going to be able to put so much energy towards something, unless you kind of bring something to an end. It's the sacrifice that it's a good sacrifice, but it's coming to an end, to a really, really good end. But it's like you just kind of need to really like changes, maybe because you don't like changes sometimes at the time when you're working on certain things. You're worried how this is going to affect you, but you need to be strong and you need to follow your passion, because after this moment in time, because you sacrificing something, you bringing something to an end. This is what you need to do in order to put more energy towards something very specific. Otherwise, you're not going to move on from square number 1 to square number 2. This is affecting your efficiency, but it's also like kind of making you to avoid responsibilities as well, because it's messing up with your energy. So this is why this is so important. And also, my gorgeous Virgolini, at around the midweek, somebody, oh my god, somebody who you like think of very highly, somebody who's like an amazing leader, somebody who's like a very much so powerful person, powerful leader, somebody really amazing, somebody really dominant, somebody really strong, somebody really kind of, oh my god, special. That particular person, it's really going to surprise you. Some kind of a leader, a very powerful person, and this person is really going to surprise you, and they are going to get in touch with you, and they're going to let you know about like some kind of a project of yours that it's moving on, and they're going to point out, that particular person who is some kind of leader is going to point out about some kind of a project that it's moving on, and this is really going to surprise you. And this in itself, it's like kind of first of all going to surprise you, and then after that moment in time, intuitively something is going to come, it's really going to surprise you, because it's to do with an aspect of your life that frustrated you. You felt frustrated with this for so long. There is something that you were kind of like really kind of working on, something that meant to you so much, but then again it just all went down, and it really kind of like surprised you, but it did bring lots of frustration into your life. So now this amazing like a leader, this powerful person, this dominant person is going to reach forward, and is going to make you aware of like something like moving on, and something happening with something that you didn't even think anything is going to happen ever. And first of all, this is really going to surprise you, but then a couple of days later, you intuitively, you will know like, oh my god, like intuitively something is going to come to you. Intuitively you will understand that you need to kind of like work on this as well. It's as important to work on this as well, because this, as soon as you intuitively become aware of this, this is the moment of the great awakening indeed. And also when it comes to you making the necessary step, because you are about to set yourself free with this. This is going to set you free. This is going to bring you the path you can only dream about. And this is why this life is so interesting, because when things happen completely out of blue, when we are pointed towards the certain directions that we didn't think that they're going to work out, this is when things become very, very interesting, because on one hand we find out so much about ourselves, but then on another hand, we really enjoy this, because we know that this is the direct result of our hard work, but at the same time it brings such a colorful and wonderful energy into our lives, which makes such an amazing impact and starts a process of healing indeed. By the time you get to the last part of this week, my gorgeous Virgolini, by the time you get to the last part of this week, you are going to feel a really, really creative. You're going to feel very energetic. You're going to feel really creative. And of course, you are really going to be thinking a lot about your own spirituality. There is going to be so much on your mind, especially when it comes to the spiritual things. And you're going to surprise yourself, like how you're going to be reminded of something really specific that you were doing a long time ago. And then you're going to, on spiritual terms, this is very personal to you. And then you're going to realize how much you changed. And this is exactly exactly what you need. It is to do with your personal evolution, personal revolution, and it's also going to like pretty much so going to like bring this vision that you are going to have. This vision that you are going to have, it's on one hand going to kind of be so strong, and it's more about like what you want to do, and it's in life, but also at the same time this vision is going to be about what exactly do you need to be persistent about in order to have one of the biggest readjustments in your life. And this vision is also going to be about a certain skill of yours, something that you're so good at. It's gonna be highlighted, and you will become so determined about it, because this in itself is also going to lead towards your own security and towards your own power. This is not only going to be absolutely superb when it comes to your financial situation, but at the same time it's going to change your whole life in the best possible way. You are this vision that you are going to have, you know, there is a reason why you're going to feel so spiritual. There is a reason why you're going to feel reminded of some aspect of yourself, aspect that you used to do a long time ago. There is a very special reason for it, my gorgeous Virgolini, because this in itself is preparing you. This is all preparing you for what's to come. Within the next few weeks, you don't have to believe it's up to you, but within the next few weeks you are going to make like one of the biggest decisions of your life. Within the next few weeks something really mind-blowing is going to happen to you, and all your hard work is gonna pay off, and you are gonna go on the level 777. And once you find yourself on the level 777, there's so many doors which are going to be open, and you're gonna be asking yourself, why I haven't done this before? Why haven't you made these necessary steps before? It doesn't matter. You needed all this time to pass in order for you to be prepared for what's to come. I'm telling you, within the next, my gorgeous Virgolini, few weeks, you are most importantly going to make one of the biggest and most important decisions of your life. On one hand, this is a lot to do with you coming home to yourself, but it's a lot to do with you fully understand and knowing that if you don't make a specific changes and specific steps in your lives, you're never going to be happy. So this in itself is gonna be absolutely brilliant. Okay, my gorgeous Virgolini, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Love you. Bye.